Iran attacking California? Is this a real threat or just another viral rumor? What's actually true about this story? And what's being exaggerated? Let's take a closer look.
FBI warning of possible Iranian drone attacks on our homeland. A new alert reviewed by ABC News revealing Iran's aspirations to conduct a surprise attack specifically against unspecified targets in California.
Hey guys, we have some pretty concerning breaking news. California law enforcement is being told to brace for the possibility of an Iranian drone attack targeting the West Coast. According to reports, the FBI has alerted authorities in California after intelligence suggested Iran could attempt a surprise strike using drones launched from a vessel somewhere off the U.S. coastline. To me, part of the bigger concern is the fact that drones wouldn't necessarily be coming from overseas, is that they could be potentially launched from ships positioned off the coast, which would allow them to approach California very quickly. Now, officials are saying this is an intelligence warning, not confirmation that an attack is about to happen, but the fact that the FBI is warning local law enforcement tells you they're taking this seriously enough to prepare.
If you live anywhere in California, then you need to know that the FBI warned police departments that Iran could be planning an attack. And allegedly, that attack that they're planning on doing it in California first. Look at this shit.
FBI saying it's warned police departments across the Golden State now of strikes by unmanned aerial vehicles or drones as tensions rise in the Middle East.
So they're basically saying a ship armed with drones is going to get close enough to California and let those drones loose. And we talking about California, let's talk about New York. I ain't never had this many helicopters flying around New York. What's really going on? What we have to know is that we're not getting the truth about everything. 1 minute, somebody's on television saying that the war can end in 11 days. Then the next minute, they're saying that Iran is planning on, allegedly, hitting California with a drone attack. Now, I need you to listen to what they said. They said it's supposed to be a surprise attack. Okay, so if it's a surprise, how did you know about it? And I'm not saying that to say that we shouldn't be aware. I'm saying that to say we are continuously being lied to. We are out the loop on everything. They told us only 6 American soldiers died so far. Only a couple got injured. To come to find out, that's a lie. I say that to say this. If anything happens on American soil, Americans are not going to know what to do. Because the people that are supposed to be leading America is misleading America. We know that sleeper cells are here. We know that something can happen. We know from previous incidents, but y'all need to pay attention because this shit don't sound good at all. I'm out.
There are irresponsible reports floating that Iran is threatening to attack the coast of California using these drones. Keep in mind that the coast of California and Tehran are 7,500 miles apart. Iran doesn't even have ballistic missiles that can go that far. Nevertheless, drones that can go that far. Keep in mind, scared, frightened people are more easily controlled. It is easier to sell a scared person the need to go to war and bomb and pillage and plunder a country 7,500 miles away than it is to convince somebody that understands what they're talking about is complete and total bullshit. Let's just use our brains for a moment. If Iran managed to have a drone that could go 7,500 miles from Iran to the coast of California, the United States spends trillions of dollars annually on military technology that would probably shoot that down. Again, scared people are more easily to be controlled. So as you're starting to see things about sleeper cells and drone attacks and all these things being activated, keep in mind they're telling you this stuff because they are losing. And they understand that the wounded and casualty amount that they're reporting is higher than ever.
This is a major update coming out of California. It is now being confirmed that the United States doomsday plane has been spotted across several different cities in the state of California shortly after the FBI gave out a warning that allegedly the Iranian regime was seeking to retaliate against the United States by using unauthorized and unidentified vessels along the West Coast to let out drones that would target unspecified cities. That specific plane was spotted in Los Angeles 2 months ago, and this is now been spotted in Fresno, California. This specific aircraft is designed to keep the government running in case of a nuclear war or a national catastrophe.
The FBI warned California law enforcement officials that Iran had been planning to carry out surprise drone strikes on California, according to a bulletin reviewed by ABC News. Allegedly, Iran was planning on, or at least considering, launching drones to the coast of California from a boat off the coast of California. Now, the bulletin had no information as far as exact locations, timing, etc. Now, as you know, Iran doesn't have any capabilities to strike the U.S. homeland from Iran. It doesn't have a missile that can go far enough to strike America. Theoretically, Iran could park a boat right outside the border of the waters of the United States and fly drones into the United States or launch a missile if it has such capabilities. Also has no more additional information as far as the method, target, or perpetrators behind it, and we have no confirmation that Iran has any drones stationed off our coast right now. I'm assuming if we did, we would have bombed it by now, but you never know.
The LA Times just ran a headline warning that Iran may attack California. But buried in the article, they admit there's no credible intelligence to support this claim. They are intentionally spreading fear to sell us this war. This is the most unpopular start to a war in US history. Only 1 in 4 people support it. And while the Trump administration spends $1 billion a day to bomb Iran, Californians are living paycheck to paycheck. We do not support our money being spent on a war while we need healthcare, housing, and jobs. So the media has to lie to try to convince us. But the lies won't work. We've all been through this before. The media lied to us about Iraq, and they lied to us about Palestine. We see through their lies about Iran as well. We will stay out in the streets, and we say, no war on Iran.
When I say that the United States hegemonic power needs to end, what I don't mean is you and I getting blown up. But what this does look like is false flag operations happening and nobody believing it. What this does look like is them threatening us with a draft and nobody would ever play ball. This is how this shit begins. I'm not naive. Some things are gonna get a lot harder. But sooner or later, they'll realize making us happy has to be a priority. When our material condition dips below a minimum threshold, the opportunities to manipulate us become slim to none.
Okay, so the FBI warned that Iran could potentially attack U.S. cities in California, launching a surprise attack using drones. These drones here, called Shahad drones. These drones have been used by Iran in the past. They're used by Russia right now in Ukraine. These drones are cheap. You can buy them in bulk, and you can launch them all at once, which would swarm and overpower missile defense systems. But I want to clarify a couple of things with this. ABC News is the only one that reported this, and the reports coming from the FBI stated that Iran aspired to conduct a surprise attack using unmanned aerial vehicles from an unidentified vessel off the coast of the United States homeland. And then it further went on to say that the FBI didn't have any additional information. They don't know a timeline. A couple of things about this report. First, the fact that the U.S. government, in particular California, is aware of these potential drone strikes is a good thing. Because when a surprise terrorist attack happens, it's done by surprise. The FBI knew this is coming. They know this is potential, which gives them time to prepare. Secondly, the report said that Iran aspires to use this sort of attack on the United States. Aspire meaning to eagerly desire, aim for, or seek to achieve a high-level goal. I can aspire to be the president of the United States. It doesn't mean it's going to happen. Just because a country, in this case, has aspirations to do something does not mean that they have the ability or the capability to do that. And I'll tell you why. Where would Iran launch these drones from? Yes, we know that they had some close relationships with South American countries, but you know who their closest ally in South America was? Venezuela. Guess who controls Venezuela right now?
Great news, everyone! Apparently, Iran may have planned a drone attack on the West Coast, which is amazing for those of us in California, because we were all just sitting here thinking, you know what this week really needs right now? Potential drone fucking warfare! Hi, everyone. If you're new, welcome. If you're not, you know what fucking time it is, bitch. It's time for the Daily Scream. Now, before everyone starts panicking, the FBI alert that went out to California police basically says Iran allegedly aspired to launch drones from a vessel off the coast. But they also say that they have no information on the timing, no information about the target, no information about the method, and no information about who would actually do it. So the official warning is essentially something could happen somewhere. Maybe. And coincidentally, at the exact same time this alert is circulating, an Iranian official also publicly threatened Donald Trump. And suddenly, the news is like, everyone panic immediately! But the more you read about the actual intelligence behind this drone threat, the more it sounds like a precautionary warning and not an imminent threat. Now, personally, I think our government is floating this vague warning because they want the public to remain scared, so we'll support whatever they decide to do next. Like, Iran just threatened to bomb the US, so if we retaliate over a hypothetical threat that we have no information on, you should be grateful. And look, if there is a real threat, of course law enforcement should be prepared. But right now, the information we have is basically Iran thought about doing something with unknown drones from an unidentified boat targeting an unspecified place at an unspecified time. So yeah, we are once again living through a geopolitical moment where every headline sounds like the trailer for World War III. But when you actually read the details, it's more like someone somewhere might be thinking about possibly doing something. And I don't really think that's enough information to panic over.